Explain in a moment.
And boom. All right. The first stream of 2025 is officially here, and we decided to go with something a little bit more fun. You might say it's so much fun that it requires a hit and run, so to speak. But at the same time, we did an omnibus of the Simpsons first 2 seasons a while back. But I've decided to go back to season 3 because we haven't even done season 3. But I figured while the game is being shown here, we can at the same time talk about season 3, which is considered the love season, because it's got like so many different relationship type episodes. And it's probably one of the more memorable seasons out there. It's got the Michael Jackson episode.
Oh yeah.
It's got the second Treehouse of Horror ever made. It's got a couple of some big name stars in it as well. From some
like the second
episodes.
Treehouse of Horror, like based on the Twilight Zone, or is that?
Well, I'll tell you when we get to it.
What the fuck? Why is my screen flashing?
It's not flashing on our end.
Yeah.
It was on my end.
All right.
It's
So,
like
I mean, let's start. I might as well start with the Michael Jackson episode because that was the very first episode of season 3. Hold on, let me put some music on to set the mood.
Oh God.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh, since it's considered driving, we'll have some night driving music going on in the background. All right. Yeah, so the Michael Jackson one, for as of right now, it is not on Disney Plus. You cannot watch that episode on Disney Plus unless you have the season DVD, which I had back when it came out in 2003, I want to say. Because I got it for Christmas that year.
Is it because the Jackson estate or something?
Finding Neverland. There was that documentary came out. Disney Plus decided, well, because this documentary is out and it shows Michael Jackson in a bad light, we're just going to completely ban this episode. Now, interesting thing about this episode is Michael Jackson did not sing in it. He only did the speaking roles. They got a guy named... They got a guy called Kip Lennon to do the singing portion of the episode. So I think he was a Michael Jackson impersonator. And of course, they didn't credit Michael Jackson in it. They used a different name to address like who the special guest star was. Although everybody knew it was Michael. I'm going to try. Hold on. I need to find out exactly what they called him. They called him something. I'm trying to remember what they called him. Oh, come on. I remember reading about this. They had to have the name in here. Why don't they have the name in here? Oh, yeah. They carded him as John J. Smith. That was the name that they went with. Okay, so in that episode, what happens is it starts out with Homer having a bunch of pink shirts from the laundry because apparently Bart threw his red hat in with the white laundry, and so it made all of Homer's shirts pink.
Which
and
is
he's like, Marge, I can't wear a pink shirt to work. Everywhere wears white shirts. I'm not popular enough to be different. Which actually my English professor brought up a lot. He was like, think about that line for a second. He's not popular enough to be different. What does that tell you, class? And we're like, oh, you have to be a celebrity in order to be weird? And he's like, exactly. Only if you have celebrity status will people accept your weird personality. If you're weird now and you don't make $1 million, forget it. You will be ostracized out of society. You'll never get married. You'll never get laid. You'll never do any of those things that you want to accomplish in life. And everyone was just like, damn.
Yeah, but I'm not popular and I said half the bullshit.
So he wears the pink shirt to work. But Mr. Burns immediately thinks he's crazy, and they try to take him to a mental institution. I mean, which they end up doing, but only. Well, they have him take a sanity test, but Homer doesn't want to do it because it's so hard. He's like, "Oh my god, I have to print my own name. It's so hard."
I feel you, buddy.
So he tries to get the rest of the family to do it. Meanwhile, Lisa's birthday's coming up, and she's practically begging Bart, "Get me a birthday present. I'm going to be 8 years old, even though I've been 8 for the first 2 seasons. I'm going to be 8 again in the 3rd season. Get me a gift." Bart's like, "Okay, I'll get you a gift." But so she writes this poem about her first cat, Snowball, because she's had a cat and then she had Snowball too.
Yeah.
So she writes this poem, and the poem says, "I had a cat named Snowball. She died. She died. Mom said she was sleeping. She lied. She lied. Why, oh, why is my cat dead? Couldn't that Chrysler have hit me instead?"
Somebody needs therapy.
No, her therapy is the saxophone.
Mm.
So Homer gets Bart to do it for him, and Bart just says yes to every single question, including one that says, "Do you pee in your pants?" Well, the best of us has an occasional accident. So because he answered yes on every single question, Homer gets sent to a mental institution. And they label him insane, and then he gets partnered up with a guy who calls himself Michael Jackson, even though he looks nothing like him. But he just fully convinces him that he's Michael Jackson because he sounds and sings just like him. And he's like, Homer's like, "Okay, makes sense." So he tries to call home from the mental institution. He's like, "Listen, I'm trying to get..." No, he tries to convince Michael to call the house. He's like, Bart's like, "Oh my God, Michael Jackson's on the phone. I got to talk to him." And then he's like, it's like, you gotta tell your mom that he's in a mental institution. So eventually Marge gets him out of there. He's like, "Bart," she's like, "Doctor, if you talk to my husband for 5 minutes without mentioning our son Bart, you see how sane he is." He's like, "There really is a Bart? Good Lord."
Bart!
Because they just thought Bart was a figment of Homer's imagination. Like, yes, Bart's gonna get you today, Homer. That's right. So it turns out Michael actually only stays at the mental institution voluntarily. And oh, by the way, Bart also forgot to give Lisa a gift. And so there's like, "Hey, listen," Homer tells Bart, "Hey, listen, I'm going to have Michael Jackson stay with us for a few days." "Oh, isn't that cute? He's heard of you." So Michael's like, "Please let Bart know, and don't let him tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that I'm going to be showing up at your house." So, of course, what does Bart do? He goes and tells Milhouse, who then goes around and tells everybody else around town.
Oh, good Lord.
So practically the entire town is waiting to see Michael come out of the car, and they see him come out, and the whole place just is like shocked look on their face. It's like, "Ah!" And they're all planning on killing Bart.
Surprise Pikachu face on everybody.
Yep.
Basically, everybody's got the surprise Pikachu face, man.
And then after the whole town threatens to kill Bart, Lisa then steps in and says, "Before I join that mob, Bart, I have one question. Today is my birthday. You promised you'd get me a gift, you fucking asshole." And so Michael overhears Lisa write Bart a letter, and it's like, "Dear Bart, I'm using the stationery that Mom and Dad gave me for my birthday to now inform you that we are brother and sister in name only. Perhaps if my psychiatrist advises me, I'll give you a hug at a family reunion, but it's only going to be for show. I'm not going to mean it." So Michael then goes over to Bart and says, "Bart, listen, you got to do something nice for your sister. You got to get her a gift." I'm like, "What? What am I going to do?" He's like, "Write her a song." "What? How am I going to write a song? I'm only 10. And it's like, "Only 10? When I was your age, I had 6 gold records." So Michael convinces Bart to write a happy birthday song for her, which ends up becoming so popular it got on one of the Simpsons albums that they did at the time. Yeah, so she gets that. Whoa. What are you doing to your wife?
Yeah, some anger issues.
Phil!
Oh my God, homie!
This is full of jelly donuts.
Hey, just because I wear a pink shirt doesn't mean I'm some kind of pink donut eater, although it is tempting. Oh, and it turns out the guy's not really Michael Jackson at all. He's like, my name is Leon Kompowski, and I'm a bricklayer from Paddington, New Jersey. One day, all my life, I was really angry until one day I started talking like Michael Jackson. All of a sudden, everybody was smiling at me, and I know I was doing something right. So I started doing that to make a tired point. Which one of us is truly crazy? And that's the way that episode ends. So yeah, it just ends on a happy ending. Lisa got her birthday song and is like, okay, bye, I'm out of here. And then Homer's not legal and is no longer considered insane. Even though at some point he tries to they put a stamp on his hand that said insane. And he's like, oh, get off. I'm sane now. All right. Oh, next one. This is the episode where Lisa goes to Washington, D.C. SMRT. I mean, SMART. So, like, Homer gets tricked into thinking he won $1 million from, like, one of those fake checks that you used to get in the mail.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, he tries to go to the bank to cash it in. And so, as a complimentary gift, they give him a Reader's Digest, which practically changes their entire life. And at the end of the Reader's Digest, he's like, oh, there's an essay contest. And if you win, Lisa, you get an all-expenses free trip to Washington, D.C. And you have to basically write a pro-America essay. Which Lisa does, and she gets to win the contest for Springfield and gets to go to the finals, I guess they consider it. And they get an all-expense-paid free trip to Washington, D.C. at the Watergate Hotel of all places, or the Gatewater Hotel from the Phoenix Wright games. But in the meantime, Lisa's trying to wants to see a couple of things like very early in the morning one day. And so she gets there, she goes to like the Susan B. Anthony Memorial or whatever. And it looks, and she overhears a group of politicians, a politician getting bribed to tear down a forest by a businessman. So she sees the bribe going down. She rips her essay up. It's like, America is not what it used to be. I must now tell the truth. America is full of pigs. So she writes a new essay. She then goes and presents her new essay in front of the entire thing. It's like, America sucks. It is the worst country in the world. I saw a politician take a bribe and all of this and blah. And the family's like, oh shit. Meanwhile, she's getting heckled out of the building. She's like, boo, you hate America, fuck you. Meanwhile, as all this is going down, like, there's like, Senator, you gotta do something. A little girl is losing faith in democracy. Good Lord. So they go and they arrest a politician that got bribed. And it's like, wow, the system does work. And yeah, that's how that episode ends. It's like Lisa was like very upset, and I think that's why she continued being the character that she was in the later seasons. Like, I'm a Buddhist. I don't believe in Christmas. Or what was the other one? Oh yeah, she was a vegetarian in one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he felt sorry for the lamb that they were visiting that day.
Yep.
Why does the worm talk like a lamb?
But isn't that the one where Paul McCarthy and Linda McCarthy was in that episode?
Yes. In fact, if you play Leven Hollandaise backwards, you'll actually hear a good recipe for lentil soup. Why is Ralph on the ground?
He's in danger.
He told me to burn things.
Uh-huh. I think it's something. Probably it has something to do with the wet floor sign. That's why Ralph's on the ground.
Okay. The next episode. Oh, this is the Flanders episode. This is the one. Yeah, this is when Flanders decides, well, sir, I'm going to open up a left-handed store. He makes this announcement at a barbecue that he's holding, which Homer doesn't want to go to. It's like, oh, because they're so perfect. They're like the perfect neighbors. They're jerks. It's like, homie, why don't you want to go to the barbecue? They have food. Because I don't want any of the Flanders burgers. Probably taste like charcoal. Oh, I should have done it the other way around. It's like, I bet he uses propane and propane accessories. Charcoal's the way to go.
There was a leak of what Bobby White looked like in the remake.
Yeah, I saw. But no, Homer goes to the barbecue anyway because he smelled the burgers, and then Bart was like, they're so good, homie. Yeah, so he makes the announcement he's going to open a left-handed store, which I don't think even exists in real life. But him and Flanders end up playing that wishbone game where whoever got the most gets to make a wish and stuff like that. So Homer wins, and he wishes for Flanders' store to close down. And I was like, oh, don't tell what the wish is, Homer. Otherwise, it'll come true. Oh, wouldn't that would be a shame, wouldn't it, Flanders? And he starts laughing maniacally and then chokes on the burger he's eating.
Karma.
Meanwhile, Marge is like, Bart, why don't you go outside and do some things? Like, go exercise. Nah, I don't want to go exercise. Oh my God, what are these kids today? They don't want to go outside. They don't want to play. And so he sees an ad for karate. He's like, what if I took a karate class? Wow, that sounds fine. See, Marge, TV actually helped our boy. You owe TV an apology. But Bart ends up not taking the karate class because he's like, I just want to hit something. Let me hit something. And the instructor's like, no, we must fill our heads with wisdom. Then you can hit something. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm not paying $10 to read books. So he tricks everybody. Instead of taking the karate class every day, he sneaks out to go play in the arcade at the mall every day. And to convince his family he still goes, he's like, I learned to the touch of death today. Mr. Simpson, the tar fumes are making me dizzy. Yeah, they'll do that. I just want to let everybody know that Sylph is showing child abuse on camera.
It's okay. He's a video game character. It doesn't count.
And then earlier, Sylph showed marriage abuse.
Homer Simpson is very abusive today.
That's still for you. They're venting out their frustration somehow. They gotta.
When we came on today, I'm like, Sylph, you gotta run over Millhouse.
And Ralph's like, that didn't hurt.
Oh, hi, Cat. Come on, buddy.
Oh, and so it turns out the left-handed store is not working out for Flanders. So he tries to sell off his stuff, including the grill that he used at the barbecue. Meanwhile, there's all these left-handed people going up to Homer and saying, oh, is there like a store for like left-handed tools I can get? And Homer's like, no. Meanwhile, in his mind, like there's a point where Flanders is like, come on, Homer, tell him about the store. I'm dying out here. Sorry, Flanders. Yeah, eventually Flanders does have to close, and Homer feels so bad. Like, oh, my wish came true, but then I realized I was such a jerk. Let me return his gas grill that I bought from him from only $20. Well, at first he was like, I'll pay you $20. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? Let me add on a few things to add to the mix. And it was like most of Flanders' stuff. And he's like, you know what? You're good. And so they like, oh, we have to go live in Capital City. Not on my watch. Homer calls all of his friends that are left-handed. He's like, go to this fucking store. It will be like a Christmas miracle. And then in one day's time alone, Flanders makes all like a profit that's worth $1 gajillion. And he's able to and he's able to keep his store open. Because Mr. Burns bought all of this stuff in the left-handed store. So it's like, that must be like, to last him a lifetime. Mm-hmm. So that's how that episode ends. Flanders is like, yay, I get to keep my left-handed store for 20 seasons until they close it for good. The next one is the debut of Fat Tony.
Oh, speaking of Flanders, here we have to go see him.
Yep.
Hi, diddly ho, neighbor. You know, in Simpsons wrestling, Ned Flanders is so God, what's the word? He's so broken because he could basically pray to God, and it's like, I'll diddly, God, diddly, God, diddly, God, diddly, God, diddly. Gosh, Homer, you really know how to put a leg inside of my God's behind. Shut up, Flanders. Oakley dokley. Now, Rod, I might go crazy while I'm out there, so I want you to shoot Daddy if he tries to come back in. Okay, Dad. It's okay, son. Okay, so the next episode, this is, like I said, it's the debut of Fat Tony and the Italian Mafia in the show. Bart seems to have a really bad day. He tries to go to a chocolate factory that's not Willy Wonka's, but he forgot to bring his permission slip. He's like, oh, I hope you all forgot your permission slips. Realizing he left it on his bed, so he has to spend the entire day with Principal Skinner licking envelopes to the point where his tongue is so dry he can't even talk. And then he bites his tongue, and then he falls down a flight of stairs that leads to a mafioso's organization. He's like, what's your name, kid? I'm Bart. Okay, Bart, I want you to bet on the next horse race. Eat my shorts. Okay. Wait a minute. Eat my shorts is in the 3rd race. I said the 5th race. Don't have a cow, man. All right, put $500 on don't have a cow.
Okay.
And then the horse actually wins. It's like, you just made me a fortune, kid. You know what? I like your spunk, kid. Tell you what. I want you to make me a Manhattan. A what? I want you to make me a drink, kid. Do it or I'll kill you. So Bart actually makes a good Manhattan, and at that point they hire him to be a bartender. Marge is finding like $500 inside of like Bart's pants when he's doing laundry. They end up buying him like a sweet Italian Armani suit. Ah! What was that for? I'm trying to knock you out. Ow, cut it out.
Sorry, buddy.
Barney, give me your keys. You're too drunk to drive. I'm fine. Okay, you leave me no option.
Sorry, bud. Are you okay?
So anyway, Marge is like,
I don't like the fact that Bart is working for the mafia. Homie, you gotta talk to them.
Homer's like, okay. And then he plays a game of poker, and they all purposely lose so that Homer will win, so that he scores some good points with them. Meanwhile, Bart tries to be a mafia boss at work with Skinner, and Skinner makes him do the chalkboard thing the whole time, and so he gets late for work on a day when he's supposed to make the boss of the mafia syndicate. What basically Diavolo. Diavolo sits down with Fat Tony. It's like, where's my Manhattan? And Diavolo then does King Crimson on Fat Tony. And then Bart comes in. He's like, you know what happened, Bart? I just got King Crimsoned by Diavolo. Well, sucks to be you then, because Principal Skinner made me stay late from school. He's like, is this Principal Skinner giving you a hard time? It's like, you're damn right he is. He's like, come on, boys. I think we need to go and have a talk with Principal Skinner. So the next day, Principal Skinner disappears. And Bart is so guilty. It's like, oh, God, the mafia. Did they kill Skinner? It's like, what? Did you kill Skinner? No, we didn't kill Skinner. And then the cops show up. And it's like, okay, everybody's under arrest for the murder of Principal Skinner. And then the entire mafia tries to paint Bart as like the crime overlord. Like he was the one in charge of everything. They even rope Homer into it. It's like, it's true. It's all true. Bart's a menace. As the judge is about ready to make Bart into a guilty murderer, Principal Skinner walks in. It's like, oh my God, what happened? I thought you were dead. No, I had this. Apparently, Skinner had like these like stacks of newspapers in his garage, and the pile fell on him. And the cops didn't even bother to check the garage. They just used a fortune teller to try to find where he was. But apparently, this fortune teller
the cops
only
are idiots in this town.
Yep.
was stuck under a pile of newspapers for 3 days. And because he ended up being a science teacher at one point, he knew how to get out of it using a rocket. And so they dismissed the entire case. It's like, oh, he wasn't murdered. Yay, Bart gets away with not murdering somebody. And then Bart's like, you fucking mafioso trying to set me up. Yeah, we did. But hey, you know what? That's what we Italians do. We try to protect our asses by blaming kids. If this was a real mafia syndicate, they would be like, you try to really blame a kid for this? Are you really fucking stupid? Like if a boss tried to do that, the boss would end up getting killed by another boss. It's like, you embarrass us. You embarrass us by doing this. You deserve to get Diablo'd. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
What?
Joey?
Hello?
Well, this is...
I don't know what's going on. My mic all of a sudden, like the browser says it's like it's disconnecting my mic for some reason.
Huh.
But anyway, I had to plug it back in. I had to plug in. Oh, not Lenny! But anyway, the next episode is Homer stops a nuclear meltdown by doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
By sheer stupidity.
Yeah, because he's just like, noise, bad noise. 5 minutes before critical mass. What? Okay, whoever's in charge of this, they can fix this problem. Huh? Ah, it's my problem. And he tries to remember back to his training. He's like, hey, Homer, you have to push this button, okay? If there's ever a nuclear meltdown, push this button and only this button. And meanwhile, Homer's doing Rubik's Cube the entire time. It's like, Simpson, you know which button I'm pushing? Yeah. Push the button. Got it. So he ends up saving it just by pure luck. He's like, oh, and now he's like upset because now he feels like he's a fraud the entire time. So he's just like, I don't want to be praised for what I did. Stop saying I'm a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm a fraud. Lisa's like,
Oh my God, my dad is such a hero. I'm going to look at him with quiet awe.
well, as long as it's quiet. Meanwhile, Bart didn't get invited to Milhouse's birthday party because his mom, Milhouse's mom, is like, my mom thinks you're a bad influence. How many times have I told you, never listen to your mother? Bart, she threatened to cut off my allowance. It's like, whatever she's paying you, I'll double it. They even get like Krusty the Clown walkie-talkies. He's like, I'll keep one and you keep one. So whenever we want to talk to each other, just call me on the phone and tell me to turn on my walkie-talkie. I was like, well, why don't you just talk on the phone? So Marge has to go to Milhouse's mom's house and like,
let our sons be friends. Like, who else is Milhouse going to be friends with? He just sits out there on that seesaw doing nothing. There's not going to be a later episode, he's going to be kissing a girl for the first time, but then we're going to forget all about her. And then Milhouse is going to think his first kiss was with Homer.
one episode. Ew, nerd germs. Oh, my first kiss. Oh yeah, and then they try to get Homer to go to another nuclear power plant to stop their reactor from melting down. So he does the same eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing. And so Homer ends up becoming a meme on the local news. They's like, oh, looks like I pulled a Homer. Where it's actually become successful just out of sheer luck. Oh yeah, and I think Magic Johnson was a guest on this one. Yeah, he was. Because there's one point where he actually scores the winning basket by like falling down like next to the cheerleaders. And it's like, oh, when they won the NBA Finals, looks like I pulled a Homer. He gets his picture in the dictionary with the definition next to his name. Like the entire time, he thought he was going to go in the dictionary for being an idiot, and then he thought it was like a pure luck and then a fraud. But no, really, he just became a meme. Okay, so the next one is a Krusty the Clown episode. This is where we find out that Krusty is Jewish and that he has daddy issues. Because apparently, like, his father's like, you're going to be a rabbi. He's like, no, why is Barney, like, having an epileptic fit on the ground?
Hey, it's because Sylph, accidentally knocked him down.
This is what happens when I don't have beer. Remember that time period where I actually was drinking coffee and I was a non-alcoholic? Yeah, me neither. This one we find out Krusty wanted to be a clown. His father wanted him to be a rabbi, so he snuck out as a kid to be a clown. Did it in front of an entire Jewish audience full of rabbis. Didn't realize his dad was in the audience. And then once his dad found out it was him, it's like, I never want to see you again, you clown. And so Krusty goes into full blood. Oh, God. Mr. Plow, Mr. Plow, that
Well,
name
that's
again
funny.
is Mr.
Mr.
Plow.
Plow.
Yeah, so Krusty has like depression because he hasn't been able to talk to Daddy. So that's like an Itchy and Scratchy episode where it involves like Itchy and Scratchy Jr. It's like, isn't it funny when Itchy and Itchy Jr. killed Scratchy and Scratchy Jr.? Wasn't that a great cartoon? Go to break. Bart and Lisa are like, okay, we gotta bring this father and son back together. Bart has to try to convince Rabbi Krusty to, bring his son back, and tries to do all these quotes. And Lisa at one point is like, Bart, at this point, I'm going to have to start learning ancient Hebrew. Bart, I am not going to learn ancient Hebrew. So finally, the rabbi sees the error of his ways. He's like, oh, all this time lost. Why? Because I was so stubborn. And they finally get the son back together. There's one point during the show, he's like, hi, kids. Today's going to be the funniest. Oh, fuck it. Go to cartoon. And then he finally sees Papa, and Papa's like, and they're like, oh, I got to bring my father back in here. And they sing like a big song. And it's like, we haven't seen each other in 25 years. I love you, Daddy. So Krusty gets a happy ending. It's like one of the few seasons where it's like, oh, it's got a heartfelt ending and it doesn't end with a comedy sketch. Okay, here's the Treehouse of Horror episode. The second one. Yes, Marge opens up and says,
before last year's Halloween show, I warned you all not to watch, but you did it anyway. Well, this year's episode is even worse. It's scarier and more violent, and I think they snuck in some bad language, too. So please, tuck in your children. And, well, if you're not going to listen to me last time, you're not going to now.
So the episode, so they're all eating candy, and Marge's like,
If you eat too much candy, you're going to get nightmares.
Oh, I remember this.
so the rest of the family has nightmares. Lisa's nightmares first, and this one is the monkey's paw. Basically, you grant a wish, and the guy's like, every wish you grant comes with grave misfortune.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think of the wishes. So the first wish was Maggie wishing for a pacifier, but the misfortune was it was a pacifier, but the pacifier was delivered in a luxury car. So they thought that Maggie wished for a luxury car, but no, she got a pacifier instead. The second wish, Bart wishes to be rich and famous. But at the cost, everybody starts. I think it's funny too, because they actually started to use some of the criticism that the show started getting once they started doing like all the product placement stuff. So it's like, at first, if I hear another thing about The Simpsons, I swear I'm going to scream. At first they were cute and funny, but now they're just annoying. Like, they start advertising for every single product that ever exists in the entire world, and the entire planet is fed up with them. As a process. Melissa wishes for world peace for the third wish. But at a consequence, King and Kodos then invade Earth. Your superior intellect is no match for our puny weapons. And so the entire human race becomes slaves to King and Kodos. And then the fourth and final wish, Homer's like, I wish for a turkey sandwich with rye bread, with lettuce and mustard. And I don't want any zombie turkeys. I don't want to turn into a turkey myself. And I don't want any other weird surprises. You got it?
But the turkey was dry.
Not bad. It's got mustard. Rye bread's good. The turkey's a little dry. The turkey's a little dry! Oh, powder crunch the cheese! What kind of pit from the depths of hell created thee? So he's about to ready to throw the paw in the trash, but then he gives it to Flanders. And all of Flanders' wishes have no misfortunes to them at all. Like, well, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of these awful aliens. Oh, he's got a board with a nail in it. So the aliens run off. And then Flanders' second wish is basically to get himself a big mansion. So I guess because Flanders has the protection from God, the misfortunes of the wishes don't happen. And that's Lisa's nightmare. Bart's nightmare, which is actually a video game that the Nostalgia Critic played, and everybody hated his Let's Play so badly that it was like the very first time people said, this Dog Walker guy sucks.
And this one is based off a Twilight Zone episode.
Yes, Bart basically has the ability to read minds and also has the ability to transform them into anything he wants. So everybody's afraid of him.
Let's see.
He makes the cat breathe fire.
Well,
at one point, he's like, okay, our country's history is now completely changed thanks to Bart. Our country is now was founded in 1942 by some guy, and our country is no longer called America anymore. It's Bonerland.
Every person's gonna start saying, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Yep. Hello, Moe's Tavern. All right, hold on one second. Hey, listen, everybody. I'm a stupid moron with an ugly face and a big butt, and my butt smells, and I like to kiss my own butt.
You know, unrelated. I always wondered in the screen, whose skeleton is that in the nuclear acid?
Frank Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Frank Grimes' skeleton is in there, like floating in front of the. Sounds pretty.
Although he was electrocuted in the episode, but yeah. So
the world may never know, just like a Tootsie Pop.
At some point, like Bart, it's like, oh, and he also makes Krusty stay on 24/7. So he gets no chance of sleeping. He's like, let's go see if Sideshow Mel has one of those over-the-counter wake-up drugs of his. At one point, it gets so bad that he turns Homer into a Jack-in-the-Box. Not the restaurant, like an actual Jack-in-the-Box. And so they go to Dr. Marvin, and he's like, Homer, I want you to spend quality time with Bart. Get to know him. Maybe even love him. So they spend time together. He gets his body back, and it's like, oh, thanks, boy. I love you, Dad. I love you, son. And Bart wakes up in sheer horror, like, no, a happy ending.
Ah!
And then they all like jump into the parents' bed, like, we both had nightmares. Can we sleep with you? You're both toilet trained, right? Yes. Okay.
I gotta go to work.
Gotta go to work. Go to work. Yeah, Homer gets fired in his nightmare, and then Mr. Burns is like, I'm going to create the ultimate working robot, but just needs a human brain. So Homer gets a job as a grave digger, falls asleep on the job, and it's like, this one's brain looks good. Let's kidnap him and take his brain. So they inject his brain into the robot, and it's the SpongeBob effect. Just lazy and does nothing. It's like, it wasn't supposed to be this way. It was supposed to be a thing of beauty, not this abomination. Like robot Homer's just eating donuts all the time and sleeping. They put Homer's brain back in his body, but then Mr. Burns is so mad that he kicks the robot. The robot topples over and crushes him. It's like every bone shattered, organs leaking vital fluids, a slight headache, loss of appetite. Smithers, there's something I need you to do. Go to my office. In the third drawer of my desk are surgical tools and some ether. Homer wakes up from his nightmare, goes to the bathroom, realizes that Mr. Burns' head has been sewed onto his own body. It's like, was it really a dream? Guess not. That's how the episode ends. It's like,
Don't forget, Dad, tonight my class is having an all-you-can-eat spaghetti dinner.
Spaghetti. But Homer, tonight's our reception with Queen Beatrix in the Netherlands. Oh, I hate having two heads. Yeah, so that's that episode. Now we go on to Lisa's pony. The one thing that she always asked for the past 3 seasons.
I want a pony. I'll name her Princess and I'll ride her every day.
No, Sylph, your mic is not working.
Self.
Yeah, so Lisa calls Homer and she's like,
I need you to fix my reed. I need you to get me a reed from the music store. Because I'm about to go on stage and my saxophone's reed broke. And if I don't get this reed, the saxophone's going to suck. And I'm doing this in front of people. Dad, I called so many other people before I called you. I called Mom, Ned Flanders, Aunt Patty, Aunt Selma, Dr. Hibbert, Reverend Lovejoy, and that nice man who caught the snake in our basement. So after all those people, you chose me. Okay. So he goes to the music store and then he realizes Moe's Tavern is right next door and he's like, I got to get a beer. No, Sylph, it's not better.
No, we still can't hear you.
But Homer's like, Mo, I got to get a beer before the music store closes. Why didn't you just go there first? Hey, do I tell you how to do your job? So he finishes his beer. He goes to the store. The music store's closed. He's like, no! What's wrong, buddy? The moron next door closed early. I happen to be that moron. Oh, me and my big mouth.
All right, cool. I'm back. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, there you are. Oh, and during the talent show, this kid sings, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want to play with my ding-a-ling. This act is over.
The thing that I was trying to say that the head thing, they did that on Futurama,
which happens to also be a Matt Groening art piece.
Yep.
So Homer doesn't get the read in time. Lisa embarrasses herself in front of the entire audience with her saxophone playing because the reed's broken. Homer tries to get her ice cream to make it up to her, but it's like she takes one bite. She's like, I'm done. It's like, oh, that cost me $88. Homer goes back to look at some home movies and realizes that he has not paid attention to Lisa at all during the 8 years that she's been alive. He missed it. He was watching TV at a time when she took her first steps. She said, Daddy, like as a baby. She's like, Dad. In the meantime, like while she's saying that, he's choking Bart out. He's like, oh, no wonder she hates me. I didn't even notice she was alive.
Wasn't her first like Bart?
In the season 4, yes. But again, there is no continuity in season 3. In fact, in the Poochie episode, they make fun of any fan that tries to bring up continuity. That's what these writers think about fans that thinks too much about continuity. It's like, shut up.
A wizard did it.
Yep. So Homer is like, you know what? It's like,
Homie, you just gotta spend time with Lisa. She'll forgive you.
Marge, if I keep doing any more of these girly things, I'm gonna become gay.
Wait,
you know what?
Really?
In his mind, and in season 8 we'll get to the homophobia episode, but what was it? He's like, you know what? I'll buy her that pony she's always asking me for. So he actually, it's like he goes to the pony woman, and the pony woman's like, it's $5,500,000 is what the pony costs. But she's like the starting price is $5,000, so he has to pay a loan from Mr. Burns to get the $5,000 so that he can get the pony. And as soon as like Lisa gets the pony, he's like, "I love you, Dad. Yeehaw!" And I was just like, because she does not want the pony. She's been like,
Don't buy the pony, homie. If you buy that pony,
Wait, why is this closed?
So then
Drive-thru.
Homer has to go get a second job at the Quickie Mart in order to pay for the pony, because apparently the pony cost a lot. Especially since Lisa's like getting classes on riding and grooming the horse. So he has to work at the nuclear power plant and then work at the Quickie Mart from midnight until 8. And then there's that infamous meme where Homer's like dreaming about there being a bed of cars on the highway and then him falling asleep.
Oof.
And by the way, he doesn't tell any of the kids. He only tells Marge what he's really up to. And then finally, like, they find him sleeping in his car with the airbag as a pillow. And he's like,
Lisa, your damn pony cost a lot of money. And your father is going crazy just trying to stay awake every single night in order to pay for this goddamn pony. So you have a choice, Lisa. You either keep the pony or your dad dies.
and then it's like, And then Lisa finally decides, like,
I'm gonna give up my pony. Princess, please take good care of her.
and it's like, the horse rider's like, although I don't have emotions, I can assure you my heart is breaking.
Oh.
It's like, Dad, I understand the sacrifice you made for me. That's why I gave up the pony. There's a big dumb animal I love even more than that horse.
Aw, what is it, a hippopotamus?
You dummy.
So they giddy up into the sunset, and I was like, Pooh, you could take this job and restock it. Yeah, Pooh's like, he slept, he stole, he was rude to the customers. Still, there goes the best damn employee a convenience store ever had. Oh, look at me, I'm Maya Quimby. Evil, mysterious bees are coming, and we're gonna do something. We'll blame immigrants like we did in that one episode.
Oh, that's just one line.
Okay. Oh, the next one is the go-kart episode. Or no, soapbox derby racer, I should say. It's not a go-kart, even though it's a fucking go-kart. Patty and Selma are like,
Your husband's a horrible father. Here, make him take this father-son test. See how he does, and we will prove to him that he's a better father.
so Marge asks him all the questions, and on the questionnaire it says, okay, name one of your son's friends. It's like, there's the fat kid with the thing. The little wiener always has his hands in his pocket.
I want a name, homie, not a brief description.
Okay, Hank.
Hank who?
Hank Jones.
Homer, you made that up. Question 2. Who is your son's hero?
Steve McQueen.
That's your hero.
Who?
Steve McQueen. He was a Hollywood star back in the 70s.
Oh. He had a fire hydrant.
Yep.
Name another dad you talk to about parenting.
Next.
What are your son's hobbies?
Well, he's always chewing on that phone cord.
Well, he hasn't done that since he was 2.
Then he has no hobbies.
Oh, really? Then go out to the garage and see.
Bart, do you have any hobbies? No? Wait a minute, what are you doing right now? Building a go-kart. Oh, that's a hobby. Oh, I don't know jack about my boy. I'm a bad father.
You're also fat.
I'm also fat. Oh. So he has
Why
to
are
go
you hitting the buttons?
because, you know, They don't like the school system. Homer then has to call the people that made the test. He's like, I took your test. I got a 0. Good Lord, a 0. They immediately get a paddy wagon to pick him up like he's going to a mental institution. Hey, Bart, I think they're about to take your dad away. Maybe it's for the best. So they're like, son is like, Homer, here at the Father-Son Institute, we know all about what it means to be a good father. So we're going to give you this book by Bill Cosby.
Oh, no.
God.
Oh God.
That aged poorly.
Yeah, it did. I'm surprised they
That
didn't
age-
ban that episode because of it. But no, they're like, okay, you need to take Bill Cosby's advice in order to save your relationship with your son. And that's like, hey Bart, why don't you let me help you with your go-kart? Like, I don't know, Dad. I'm almost done. Why don't you go on the couch and watch TV? Okay, but wait a minute. No, I'm helping you out. You can use me. I'm good. I built a lot of things around the house. The spice rack. The spice rack is falling apart. The bird feeder. The bird feeder's completely crushed. The gymboree. Maggie falls off of it because it collapsed entirely. He reads Bill Cosby's book and he's like, Homer's brain's like, don't you get it? You have to use reverse psychology. Oh, that sounds hard. Okay, don't use reverse psychology. All right, I will. And then eventually they do like those 80s montages where they show them like working on the go-kart and stuff. And then it finally comes to racing day. He's racing against Martin and Nelson. Martin's car ends up winning, but it ends up catching on fire in the process. And Martin goes to the hospital with burns all over him. And they like, Dr. Hibbert's like, you can't race, Martin. I was like, well, somebody's got to race my car. Bart, will you race my go-kart for me? I don't know. My dad and I built our go-kart together, and if I drive somebody else's, it will kill him. What the hell? It's like, Dad, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I don't want to drive your go-kart. It's slow, it's ugly, it handles like a shopping cart. And Homer's like, no, go on and win. Go on and win without your dad. I'll just sit here in Little Lightning, which the Simpsons built, and remember that for one brief shining moment, I had a son. Then the cart breaks in two. He actually goes to the hospital and finds out that Martin's there, and he's like, you, homewrecker! It's like, Mr. Simpson, you have every right to be angry, but rest assured, your son loves you. Roar! So it's the day of the big race, and Homer's like, I'm not going to your race, boy. Go and win without me.
It's like, Homer, your son is about to have the biggest race of his life, and you're not going to go and see him?
Nope.
Don't you have something nice to say to him at least?
Can't think of a thing.
It's like, Homer, I always said you were a good father. I always defended you when people put you down.
That's for sure. She ain't lying. So they go to the race without him, and then Homer looks at the questionnaire, and he actually gets a perfect score. Except for the last one. He's like, name another dad you talk to about parenting. Flanders. When should a boy start dating? Well, sir, there are 2 rules of thought on the subject. Great, thanks. I talked to Flanders about parenting. I'm a perfect father. And then drives all the way. He's like, don't worry, Bart. I'm on my way. So he races Nelson, and then Bart wins in Martin's go-kart. And they're about to give Bart the trophy. And Martin's like, no, it was my go-kart. The driver means nothing. And then Homer and Bart end up making fun of Nelson. He's like, Mom, I may never win again. I gotta make fun of the loser. And that's how they bond at the end. And then everybody at the Father-Son Institute is celebrating like it's the end of Star Wars Episode 6. Like, oh, yay, the evil empire has failed. Homer and Bart are now good father and son combo.
No.
Okay, infamous episode coming up. Flaming Moe's.
Woo!
Iconic because it's the one where Homer makes a drink made out of cough syrup and different forms of liquor because he couldn't handle watching Patty and Selma's Patty and Selma had this thing in like the first 3 seasons when they would go on these trips. He's like, and then here's Patty trying to get a European wax.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, they show some really creepy pictures for the family. And here's Patty trying to install our razor into those European light sockets. As you can see from her legs, we never did get the hang of it. Oh my God, looking at her hairy legs, I need a drink. There's no beer in the fridge, so Homer has to make something completely from scratch. He's like, well, it passed the first test. I didn't go blind. But then one of Selma's ashes from her cigarette gets into Homer's drink. It catches on fire. And all of a sudden, it turns into like the greatest drink ever created. So he calls it the Flaming Homer. So he makes it for Moe. Because the way that Homer got to Moe's in the first place was Lisa was having a slumber party. And then they try to get one of Lisa's friends to kiss Bart on the lips, which they do. And then they play Jinx on him. It's like, now you can't talk till somebody says your name. And then they so then he tries to go to Bart. It tries to go to Homer to try to say his name, but Homer won't say his name. Why are you running over a black man?
Carl.
Hey,
Hey, why are you doing that to Carl,
Hold on,
dude?
I gotta move him closer to here.
Moving Carl to there?
What the fuck?
It does that.
And during the slumber party, they find Bart and he's like, there he is. Let's give him a makeover. Run for it, boy. He tries to lock the door behind him, but apparently Lisa's friends know how to use a drill.
Okay, that didn't work.
And they drill the screws out of Bart's door. So he has to jump out of the window and like, well,
what are you doing to Carl,
this
Phil?
jump or not?
I'm trying to move him closer to the door so that when I have to race Smithers, I can just do the speed running way.
Just put him in the car. Just ask him to come in the car.
I can't.
Anyway.
Okay, he teleported over there.
Can't mess with the logic there, Sylph.
Get in the car, Carl.
Carl! What did you do?
Come on,
I
Carl.
would like to apologize for everybody that finds this offensive.
Carl! What did you do?
You know what? This probably worked close enough. Wait.
All right,
there's a legit speed run. All right, let's see if that'll work. Try to getting him closer to the door because the Smithers race is really annoying.
Carl,
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
And there's Lenny, too.
Not Lenny.
I like how in the gay marriage episode where Homer comes a gay pastor that he's trying to get Carl and Lenny to get married. And Carl's like, give them time. Don't you force it.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't a good idea, Soph.
Probably not.
You were saying?
Well, I mean, they got a complete head start.
Unless they got a
Or
plan.
did they?
Oh,
No, you cheated.
what a shortcut.
We cheated.
This is like Yoshi's Valley. You don't know exactly which point you're going to be in. Anyway, going back to the drink. So he makes this drink for Moe. Moe completely steals the recipe and the name from Homer. He's like, it's a Flaming Moe. That's right, a Flaming Moe. My name's Moe and I invented it. That's why it's called a Flaming Moe. And then everybody starts going to his bar and never gives Homer the credit for creating the drink. He's like, I made it, I invented it, and boom. He ends up hiring a waitress that's like, well, if you give me the job, I'll suck your dick for 12 hours. Which ends up happening.
Damn.
But at the end of it, she's like, okay, after I suck your dick, I need you to do me a favor. What's that, baby? You need to sell the drink and give half the money to Homer. Oh my God, I sleep with one woman. It cost me $500,000. At one point, Homer's so distraught, he ends up seeing Moe everywhere in his mind. Like every person he meets is just Moe. And he's like, hi, Homer, what's the matter? Homer starts going crazy. At the end, he just goes up in front of Moe's tavern and just says, oh, you poor pathetic creatures choking down your flaming Moes all the time wondering, how does he make it? I'll tell you the secret ingredient. It's cough syrup. And so now that, because you can't copyright a drink according to Lionel Hutz, everybody can now make a flaming Moe without ever going to Moe's Tavern ever again. Well, Circus, it doesn't look like you're going to get your wish.
Well, unless...
Ow, my glasses.
Unless Sylph goes inside there.
Kick his ass. Do it.
Oh, God, not again. There he is. You're taking him live.
Yeah. There you go.
And I got that lady is called lateral.
I told you.
He's in the road.
Didn't do anything. I don't care.
That's for stalking my sister.
Lisa, my one true love.
That's it, you son of a bitch. Come here.
Oh crap! I gotta stop.
Wait,
At least you're not
no, I just play Millhouse when he gets hurt. Okay, let's see the next episode. Oh, okay. This next episode is when Mr. Burns sells the power plant to a bunch of German billionaires. I don't know what you're thinking. They're not Nazis. Although they hint at it at the very end. It's like, we Germans are not all smiles and sunshine. But this is like the infamous one where it's like, we understand, Homer. After all, we all come from the land of chocolate. The land of chocolate. He starts eating in his dream. Homer just starts eating everything that's chocolate.
Oh yeah, like he's in his own Wonderland.
Yeah. Well, at first he realized he had stock in the company, so he sells it at $20, but he doesn't realize that the stock is worth $5,200.
Idiot.
So he sold it right away. And he's like, oh, I sold it all for $25? And he just spends it on beer.
You spent $5,200 on beer?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
think I
when they
need to
all
destroy his car.
That's when Lenny gets plastic surgery, so where he smiles all the time. He has to watch all of his other friends get rich. Like, Carl comes in dressed in a suit with a fancy car. All of his other friends are driving Lambos.
Isn't, like, he supposed to be fucking royalty in the end?
Get away from me. How to get away from you?
Carl.
I have no clue.
Someone's trying to get away from Skinner.
No, I was talking
And
about
the cops.
like Carl's like the like royalty in like Scotland or something.
But it got the task complete, Self.
But he got busted as a result.
Self got away, but at what cost?
50 of my fucking coins.
I was making a meme, but
I know.
That I was going to spend on beer.
Oof.
Gotta get that wrench somehow, Sylph.
I know.
All right, this will probably be the last episode I talk about before we have to leave. This is like the second flashback episode. They had one in the season 2 where it was when Homer and Marge first met in high school and they went to prom, but John Lovitz was there.
Fire. Oh no, that's worse.
Wow, you did a backflip and it caught on fire, and then Jimbo's like, "Man, my pants are chafing me. Mind if I take it off?"
This isn't Simpsons porn, bro.
No, he actually said that in season 4.
Oh.
Yeah. Was it like Sarah Gilbert's character?
No, it was an episode that Conan O'Brien wrote. Bart was in love with his babysitter. Then he found
Yeah,
out his
played
babysitter
by
was dating
Sarah
Jimbo.
Gilbert from
Oh.
Roseanne. Played Darlene.
I barely watched Roseanne, so I don't know the characters.
Well, she did.
So that's what it was. Okay.
Are those his ears?
Yeah, those are his ears.
Yes, there's yours.
It looks weird.
It looks like he has 2 tumors coming out of his head.
I was gonna say it looks like horns.
Anyway, so in this flashback episode, it goes back to when like Homer and Marge are dating. And it's like, I don't know what you see in that ugly meatball. Yeah, if you wanted something fat and lazy, we could get a cat.
It would leave less hair on the couch.
As someone
so
who has
they
a
go-
cat, and yeah, no, he sheds a lot.
Yeah.
No, I love
No, but they're saying that Homer sheds a lot worse than a cat because he's a hairy man.
Yeah.
Maybe they're talking about the hairless cats.
Oh gosh, just Sphinx.
No.
Sphinx?
Oh, speaking of that, I was driving to work today. One of the billboards for the local strip club said, "We accept all kinds of pussy here." And it showed like 5 different cats on the screen.
That's awesome.
Looks like find all kinds of good stuff. Florida billboards.
Joey, next time you see it, you gotta take a picture of it and show us.
I can't. I'm driving.
Aww.
It's
Then
not
get
going
a
to be easy
passenger
to take.
a picture.
Oh, I don't have a passenger with me on the highway that can take a picture. Maybe on Saturday. Maybe if my friend comes over and we can.
One of her
and I
dates,
go
probably?
But no, then my friend's gonna be like, "Let's actually go to that strip joint," even though she's like, even though she's straight and she doesn't like girls. She has said to me like, "Oh, I would love to get motorboated." I'm like, "Are you sure you're not 100%? You sure there's not some lesbian in you?" And she's like, "No, 100% straight." I'm like, "Yeah, right."
She's probably curious.
Well, I mean, there is that, though.
No, fuck. Wait, no, different auto. We're good.
My name is Otto. I love to get black too. No, so Homer and Marge go on a date to see Empire Strikes Back, which is another meme. It's like, who would have? It's like it's the meme where Homer reveals something in a movie. It's like, "Oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Blow the Picture for me." So they end up driving to a mini golf course and they have sex in the giant castle on hole 18.
Elliot, no.
Because they drank champagne inside of the castle.
Is this how they get pregnant?
Yeah, this is how Marge got pregnant with Bart.
I wonder why Bart's crazy.
It's like,
Hey, remember that unforgettable night we went to the Join the Castle Club?
oh,
Wait, edgy? Dizzy?
There's Dizzy, and Slurly, and Remorseful.
oh, I forgot.
Sleazy.
Itsy.
Yeah, this is going to be in the Duck
There's
Gardens
Remorseful.
episode in season 4.
Edgy.
Okay, we're back to it again.
You ever hear about that they built the actual, Simpsons house and gave it away in a contest?
Oh yeah, but it was built in an HOA neighborhood, and
Yeah, the person had to choose between the house or the money, and they chose the money.
I would too, if it's the HOA involved.
Yeah.
but in a situation where it wasn't an HOA, would you have?
I would have not kept the house, no.
That would
I
fuck
think
with
I
me
would
every
have wanted
morning
the
in that
layout,
episode.
but not like the furniture, you know?
But
So
then
far,
it
you're gonna
wouldn't be
get
the
that.
Simpsons house. Anyway, so Homer
Fair enough.
decides at that point, since he knocked up Marge, to marry her, which he does, but he does it in like one of those casino things, like in Vegas. It's like one of those deals where it's like, oh, hey, we can do your wedding in like 5 minutes, and here's $10 worth of casino chips. So Homer has to go find a job in order to pay for the baby. So he tries to get a job at the power plant, but he finds out that he's like doing a job. It's like one of those job interviews where you like do it with like multiple people all at once. I had to do one of these once, and it was so interesting. It was so weird. Like, instead of interviewing you individually, they interview you in like groups of 3, and the other 2 just happen to be in Smithers' alma mater, so they automatically get the jobs because Homer's not affiliated with any of the college stuff. So he tries to get a job in ye old Springfield. He tries to be like the guy that sells knives.
Like from
He
that
tries
knife
to-
MLM?
I don't know. It was called Slash Co, and he was like, "Here, shake hands with the Slash Co. Handle first, handle first."
Yeah, that sounds like a parody of an MLM.
Mm-hmm. Then he tries to get a job at a dog pound, but then all the dogs attack him. And then he goes to an actual MLM conference or a pyramid scheme, either one. He's like, "Here's how you can win money." Oh no, the cops! Guy jumps out the window. So he ends up, the repo people end up coming, and they end up taking all of the baby's stuff, because they spent all of the stuff on the baby's, on Bart's stuff. And even the wedding ring they have to give back.
Ooh.
So Homer decides to run away, but then gets a job at Taco Bell, or Springfield's version of Taco Bell. And he's like, "I will give you every cent I earn for the baby, but you will not see me again until I am a man." I'm like, "But you are a man."
Yeah, it takes a real man to raise their kids.
Yes, we don't need a Fresh Prince episode again talking
Yeah, we
about
don't
this.
need Will Smith coming crying over daddy.
Jeez. And to hear how many times he fucked that monologue up in the interviews, like he was getting so frustrated because he was getting his lines fucked up, and it took Uncle Phil's actor to be like, "You're not acting. You're not acting. You're acting around me. Act with me. I'm right in front of you." And as they're hugging as they're hugging at the end, he whispers in Will's ear, he's like, "That's fucking acting right there." And like they're laughing like secretly to each other as they're like hugging each other. Yeah, so
Pretty
Marge
sure I need to
ends
find
up
Ralph for this, but I'm not certain.
he's probably burning a house down, or he's trying to convince Lisa to go with him to a date.
I choose you.
You choose me?
Dude, they're selling that card on fucking Temu right now.
Of course they are, because it's a meme. It was a meme for 20 years, only now that they decide to do it.
Plus, Valentine's Day coming up in the month. I wouldn't be surprised.
What was it? But yeah, Marge goes to see Homer at his job. It's like, "I can't do this. I can't get you nice things for the baby. I can't even get you a decent wedding ring."
Any ring is fine as long as it's from you.
"Okay, here's an onion ring." He puts it on her finger. It's like,
Would you mind if I take it off? The oil is burning my finger. Homie, do you know why I married you?
"Because I knocked you up."
No!
All of a sudden, he decides to just walk into Mr. Burns' office and says, "You give me that fucking job right now." "Okay, why not?" And it's like, "What was that guy? Who was that man?" "That was Homer Simpson, sir." "Simpson, eh? I'll remember that name."
And he
Never
doesn't.
does. Never does. So Bart finally comes out of Marge's, you know what. Oh yeah, and the whole premise of this, the only reason why they told this story is because Marge thought she was pregnant for a 4th time, and Homer's like, "Oh, we're so blessed to have you kids. We love all 3 of you." And then Marge's like, "Homer, I'm not pregnant." Yes, excellent, Marge.
All right, I gotta find Ralph.
All right. Well, that was like the first half of it. I'll save the next half for the next week. We get into some really good episodes after that.
Yeah, we're missing Dr. Rompa right now.
Well, I mean, we got Friday coming up, so
Yeah, we got time.
we'll get to see a hidden scene.
Finally.
And don't worry, this one is safe for work. The one in chapter 3 isn't. Because, you know, horny teenage boys they had to appeal to in Japan.
Yeah. Them hormones, they be something else.
You're telling me.
Oh yeah, because of you having to go through your college dramas and all that other shit around hormonal teenage boys.
No, that was not in college. No,
That was high school, dude.
that was high school. I had to deal with so many guys that, and also Christianity played a factor in it too, because they said no jerking off of any kind. If you do it as a sin against God, to spill your seed.
Yep.
Everybody did it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what my sister's worried about right now with her youngest son. Because she's Christian. And he's getting up to that age where he's wondering why he's getting stiff down there and all that shit.
Listen, every boy figures out what it is on their own. She's not going to be able to stop it.
You can't you can't screw with biology. No matter how much y'all want to control it, it ain't happening.
Oh, I think I figured out what I messed up with.
I don't think she likes him because he's on the autism spectrum too.
Wait, because she thinks he's autistic, it's not gonna be
It's gonna fuck him up or something, I'm not sure.
No, if anything, he's gonna try to become more like a sex god.
I just hope he doesn't end up like Kevin. That's what I pray with all my nephews.
Oh God.
I don't want to wake up one day and figure out, oh, here's Kevin/Christian and my nephew.
No. Kevin's not as
the
bad
bar.
as,
The bar
Kevin's
for the
not as bad
second
as
one is
Christian.
buried in hell.
Mm.
Yeah, Kevin's not as bad as Christian.
I know. Please don't. Speaking.
I can handle like hearing about.
I mean, Kevin is still bad. I mean, he's still posting sex stuff.
But with the latter though, yeesh. I almost had. Soph and I almost had a scare at one point.
Yeah. Okay, let's find Moe's because I'm pretty sure I missed peeking up the fireworks in there.
I was gonna say so right before you left. I'm just like, aren't you gonna get the fireworks before you go?
Yeah, I realize I fucked up.
But you were just like having too much fun, like trying to break shit just to get more of those coins.
Mm-hmm. And enjoying the scenery because this is a really good game.
Yeah, it is fun. But I do like the. Oh.
It's one of the best Simpsons game out there.
Yep.
Probably the only few good Simpsons games out there besides the arcade game.
I actually had this on the PS too.
I had this on the GameCube.
I didn't have this game. I just watched my friend play it.
Well, I think the only stage I could never get past is actually the one with level with Apu.
Oh, who is officially dead?
Yeah.
They killed him off for real?
Yeah, they killed him off for real.
Fucking cowards.
Because
they say like Simpsons is full of stereotypes. Like they have the fucking incest rednecks.
Yes. But now they no longer allow any of the white VAs to voice black characters now, so they did that as well. So they completely changed everything about it because there were too many complaints.
Oh, Self, you got the number.
I know. Oh, not anymore.
Damn.
Especially after that one episode where Marge was like reading Lisa that one fairy tale. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was like that was what really pissed a lot of fans off. I think Marge was reading a fairy tale about a non-binary character, and Lisa was like, I don't know, this feels like tokenism.
I was like, what am I supposed to do, Lisa?
I guess that's why they had to change the name of Token to Talkin' on fucking South Park.
Oh yeah, because his name was Token on there. It's like, oh, he's the Token character. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. Wasn't even a good look in the beginning either.
Yeah, but now it's Talkin' after the writer.
We got the fireworks.
Yeah, it
now.
just goes to show you sometimes, like when you get criticized, like sometimes you just gotta go with it because a lot of it is pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And South Park still has its redneck fucking people too.
Yep.
Well, yes, they can get away with doing the redneck stuff because.
But do those ones commit incest to have like 1 million kids? Well,
that's what rednecks are. That's what the whole redneck thing is. As long as but they can make fun of it. That's the whole point. As long as they can make fun of it, people don't give a shit. I'll take them stacks of money from you.
Hi, Salt.
Hey,
Oh,
Salt.
Salt. Hi.
Hey.
Good to see you, Salt.
Hey, Salt.
Where's Pepper? And where's Paprika while we're at it?
Oh, you don't want to talk about them.
Are they too busy hanging out with Steve and Blue?
What is he drinking?
What?
What is Barney drinking?
Oh, gasoline. Yeah, beer wasn't enough anymore. Now I need gasoline.
One of my nephews on Christmas was showing me this thing where Blue's Clues and Law and Order, it has a connection because it's all in like just one like disabled guy's head.
Wow, that's a crossover I never imagined would happen.
I think I heard of that, but that's like in my recommendations.
Yeah, he showed us the video. I'm like, damn.
Ooh,
Yeah,
cold
just
fish.
imagine like it's like that Law and Order sound every time they do a transition to a new scene instead of the song, and it's like bow bow with like Blue doing it. I'm surprised they even brought that show back.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because that ended in like 2010, and then they brought it back like 12 years later.
And they made a connection like the newest host is like the cousin of Steve and Joe. I like how they brought back Steve as a detective.
Oh gosh, remember how people were trying to say, oh, the actor who plays Steve from Blue's Clues is dead?
Nah.
No, he wasn't. It's just his heavy metal career was dead.
Plus, he was starting to lose his hair at the time and all that crap.
I still should have thought they should have done a heavy metal Blues Clues show.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Ooh, there we go.
Like if they could somehow get Rob Halford from Judas Priest to get his old voice back, and they can just have him do the male song.
Here's the
No, you're thinking of death metal. I'm thinking Judas Priest with like the guy that would scream. Like he was known as a screamer.
Dude, I'm just kind of making fun of it.
No, I always said that if they wanted to do a heavy metal concert, they should have done it with like children's songs, like "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
I mean,
for
to
example.
be fair, it's not Blue's Clues, but like in one of the Simpsons outros, they did do like something with metal, but again, it was the Flanders Metal Band.
Oh, diddly 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 diddly.
Oakley Dokley, the song White Wine Spritzer.
Ned Flanders and a fucking.
All right, there's Ralph.
Like everyone's dressed up as Ned Flanders.
Oh, gully doggly do.
Oh, fuck. You know what? I don't. Fuck you, Ralph.
All right, you're gonna do the thing, aren't you, Sylph?
I can't.
I'm gonna smell like hot dogs. Hey, get away from my Ralphie.
I'm convinced
I have
Ralphie
fireworks.
is a fucking evil genius.
But he's acting
No, they
dumb.
voted for him for president in one episode.
Look out, and well, how that
And
turned
they just
out.
said, why not? And I'm like, yeah, that's how we got Trump, because you said, why not? So,
What could possibly go wrong? Take a look at how Bubsy did.
We don't talk about Bubsy like we don't talk about Bruno here.
unless it's Bucciarati, then Bucciarati is accepted because that's Sylph's crush.
Dude, you're gonna kill me. I finally got around watching 2001 Space Odyssey, and I thought it was the most boring thing I've watched in my life.
All right,
What you have to
almost
do
got
is you have to watch it with a certain Pink Floyd playlist.
Dude, I think I needed to be high during the whole fucking thing.
That's why I said you need to put on a specific Pink Floyd playlist that I created specifically for that movie. I watched the movie with that playlist that makes it 10 times more interesting to watch.
Of course, every movie comes back to fucking Pink Floyd.
Well, hey, there's an entire website where you can sync up movies to Pink Floyd albums. And it actually works. Like, besides Wizard of Oz, there are multiple other movies you could sync up Pink Floyd albums to.
Dude, I really tried hard liking the movie, but I thought it was just so fucking
Like, you can
boring.
watch Alice in Wonderland while listening to Pink Floyd's The Wall, and it actually works. I did it. And when the Queen's Army of Cards came, there's one song that Pink Floyd does that just made the army just look even scarier. Especially when the characters are chasing Alice at the end. Like, the ending to the Wall album is so fucking scary because it's a court case. And it's funny because Alice in Wonderland is a court case, and so it actually syncs up with the court case. And every time they yell "tear down the wall," that's when Alice is running away from the characters.
Objection.
Dude, for 420,
It actually
we
makes
gotta
Alice in Wonderland into a horror movie. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking scary as shit.
Dude, we gotta do that for 420. Like, get the fans together on the Discord and watch that with Pink Floyd.
Well, if I can get my Disney Plus going, and then I can share it.
Don't you think that Disney would get off our asses for this?
We're not streaming it.
Discord.
We're not live streaming it. Moody.
Yeah, we're just on Discord with our fans.
Oh, I might not have this.
It's just a bad start, Sylph.
Dude, I'm still contemplating like what stuff we can watch with our fans and shit. It's taking me time.
Definitely Thomas.
Well, I still want to do the whole fucking like bad Christian show thing.
If we can find them.
I could
And
probably
I'll probably at some point just be like, God damn this fucking
Fuck
shit.
nerdooli.
because I want to sit there and make fun of them. Like the other day, I watched this fucking Christian movie called Pamela's Kiss, where she couldn't kiss a guy until she was married, and I remember watching.
Oh
this
Jesus! They went that far.
Yeah, like they fucking showed this fucking film to us back when I was in school. I was trying to remember all these years what the fuck it was called. I finally found it on Letterboxd, and I finally found it on YouTube and watched it. And I'm like, oh my god!
Uh-oh.
Like she couldn't go on a date because the father was so scared, and then she did a secret date, and the guy tried to kiss her, and then spread rumors about it, but she didn't kiss him. So.
Oh god, this one is so frustrating in itself.
Mm-hmm.
I
Who would have
mean,
thought the nerd's car would be so fast? Or just or that the comic book guys is just like too hefty.
It's like, okay, I can drive this without you. Get the fuck out of here, comic book guy.
Worst car ever.
I like how in later seasons they finally gave him a Japanese or Chinese girlfriend, and
they gave him a Japanese girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they're married too.
And
Wow.
She wants a
basically
baby.
Star Wars
Dude,
fucking
talk about like sounds like 90 Day Fiance over here.
Well, at least it wasn't a Russian bride. They gave
Oh
him.
gosh, like
Yeah,
they
at
did
least
in
it
American
wasn't-
Dad.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like those reality shows where they just like take foreign non-American people and they have them start marrying like actual American guys, and it's just like very awkward. I
Or
remember there
like
was
the,
one
or like
season
that
where they
balloon
brought-
one though. What about that one? Where
Blue one.
the balloon. Like
Balloon.
where they have like that the potential lovers like hold up a balloon, and if they had like some sort of a turn off, they just pop the balloon on that person.
Oh, I've
I
never
have
heard of
never
that.
heard of
No.
this.
Never heard of that, but it sounds interesting.
I mean,
Was
there
it
was
only-
one. It was just one instance about
Fuck you, Jeff. His name's Jeff.
Damn you,
Yeah,
Jeff
but-
the Killer.
like Jeff the Killer.
If you want to do that, sure. Oh, it worked. Jeff, get your boob out of his
random
back.
guy.
Who looks like young Homer for some reason. I don't know why.
He
Look at
does
that.
kind of look like him.
Oh, never mind.
But
Just the camera angle.
yeah, it was just
My hair isn't that good. I
finally.
wish I had hair like that though.
Oh,
Oh, I wasted my life.
What's your revenge
I-
this time,
This
Phil?
is what you get for not giving me the Radioactive Man #1 comic book.
this is what you get for causing me to lose the race. I know I'm kicking a trash can right now, but
Knock
You're
her
just like,
over. No.
I am a menace. Oh, wait, there's a secret we have to get to.
oh, what? You're.
Oh, I thought the catapult was here. No, different park. Oh, the guy just hit him in the groin with a football.
Oh, now look what you've done.
Oh, take away the tie. I mean, and that's like the Peter Griffin outfit.
My name is Hans Molman. Drinking's ruined my life. I am 34 years old. The eating of an orange is a lot like a good marriage. Just eat the damn oranges.
Where the heck
Wow.
are you?
Random person.
Like, if you know where to. Oh gosh, that guy looked weird. Like a someone had a kid with a bowling pin.
What? That's some
Hold on.
odd visual, Phil.
Hold on, I gotta show you this. Look at that.
Like, your fascination with taxi drivers is astounding, Sylph. The
Oh, that's another-
Sims, now this game. Can't
Feels
imagine
like
what
a running
happened
gag
when they played
every
taxi.
time. It just feels like a. This feels like a running gag. Phil always
see
loves
who's in
to
the
check out
car.
taxi drivers. What is their thing with taxi drivers, dude? Or just random people in
Look
their
at
cars.
Oh,
That I just gotta see who's driving.
Sylph's
like a weird-
got an entire website dedicated to movies where they show actors in like taxis, but you don't know who they are. Sylph's probably got like, let's take a zoom in on all of these
Oh
drivers.
gosh.
Speaking of
It
taxi
can't be a
drivers,
wiki because
Taxi
as of
driver
recently,
wiki.
and
The crazy, kind of like crazy
I've
taxis.
been fucking up their site by putting too many ads, and a lot of them are malicious. So we gotta. I can't remember the good alternative to that. Oh, we can. Okay, last thing we can do in this game: the catapult. The catapult.
Catapult. Let's go.
speaking of taxi driver, I finally fucking watched that film this week.
Da-da-da-da. Dun, 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 dun.
Is that supposed to be like Snowball or?
No, that is nothing like Snowball. That's the crazy cat lady's cat.
That's gonna be so. And Mooney, that's gonna be us in another few years, the crazy cat person.
Yeah.
You know, she was like a woman with a steady, high income job in her 30s.
And then something went wrong, and she started hoarding, and then she got a bunch of cats. And
Anyway, what were you saying about Taxi Driver Circus?
I probably got to watch that film this week. The one with Robert De Niro in it.
And
I thought it was okay, but it's not my cup of tea as well. It's just a guy.
Have you seen any other Martin Scorsese movie?
Wow.
Start naming some. I can't think of all of them.
Okay, Wolf of Wall Street.
That's still on my list to watch.
Okay, because everybody says that's like because that's the one where everyone realized who Margot Robbie was, and then that was like everybody wanted to have sex with her at that point.
Actually, I saw her in Suicide Squad and Goodbye to Christopher Robin before I saw her in Barbie.
That movie, Wolf of Wall Street came out 3 years before Suicide Squad, but she got her big break in Wolf of Wall Street. But everyone's like, "Oh my God, Leo DiCaprio with Margot Robbie," and like, oh, everyone was like, "Yeah." So that's that movie. Everyone says like that's the best Scorsese movie ever, and I'm like, no, it's not.
It's still on my list
there's that
to watch.
one. All right, Goodfellas.
Yeah, I've seen Goodfellas.
Okay, that's a Scorsese movie.
I've seen it.
Raging Bull, the
Haven't
boxing
seen that
movie. Okay, that's in black and white. So I don't know if you're into black and white movies.
I watch black and white.
Okay.
Oh, I still got a few black and white films on my list I gotta watch too.
Let's see. Casino.
No, I never seen that.
Okay, that one's a 90s one. Trying to think what other ones. Hugo, the animated movie Hugo.
On my list.
Okay. He directed that one, even though he didn't write it. Oh God, the one where DiCaprio's on an island. God, not the
Castaway?
beach. What?
Is it Castaway?
No, it's not Castaway. No, if Scorsese directed Castaway, I'd be like, what's a mafia guy doing on an island all by himself? No, this one. Shutter Island, I think it's called. Shutter Island.
Shutter Island.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking at his IMDb.
There's one called Silence with Qui-Gon from Star Wars, Liam Neeson. And then Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is in it as well.
Yeah, it was Shutter Island.
Yeah, Shutter
I
Island.
thought it was that one too.
Then there's The Irishman, which is basically the Avengers of gangster movies. That's on Netflix. It's probably the only good thing on Netflix. And then Netflix comes out a few years later and says, we will never make a movie like Irishman again because fuck that. And everyone's like, that's like the best movie that you have on the fucking thing, you assholes. Yeah, and this was after Scorsese basically ripped the Avengers directors a new asshole. Trying to think what other ones he did. Killers of the Flower Moon. That was his latest one.
No.
With DiCaprio, and it's basically like a Native American theme story. I think that's on Apple Plus though. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other popular ones. Gangs of New York. That's got DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz in it before she was Princess Fiona. Or one of the Charlie's Angels.
Dude, I still gotta see something about Mary with her.
There's something about Mary.
Yeah,
it's like one of those 90s rom-com comedies. Like if you really want to go back and watch like 90s rom-coms.
Dude, I'm just trying to make a list of movies I haven't seen so I can watch them and say I'd already seen it. There's like movies out there I remember watching as a kid, but I can't remember it. Like RoboCop.
Oh, there's another Scorsese movie, Shark Tale.
I haven't seen it.
The animated thing with the Will Smith fish.
Yes, he didn't direct it, but he was actually one of the main.
Will Smith fish scared me.
No, he
And
actually
isn't
didn't
that also a
direct-
meme too? The Will Smith fish.
Yes. But it's such a good movie. I don't care what people say. But yeah, Scorsese was in it, but he didn't direct it. He actually voice acted in it as one of the main characters.
Was he one of the sharks?
No, he was the blowfish. And Robert De Niro was the shark. And they actually made a lot of jokes about them being acquaintances in the movie. I'm like, I get these jokes because I watched a lot of Scorsese's movies. It's like the one time Robert De Niro does an animated movie. I think it was like the only animated movie he ever did, now that I think about it. That is true, actually. I don't think he's ever done another animated movie except Shark Tale. He probably got roped into it, just like he got roped into doing like Bad Grandpa or Dirty Grandpa, whatever those with like the kid from High School Musical. I was like, no, dude, don't do this for the paycheck, please.
I thought Bad Grandpa was the one with Johnny Knoxville in it.
I can't remember which grandpa it was. It was either Bad or Dirty. I can't remember. I just know that De Niro was in it, and I said, no, what are you doing to your
Bad
career,
Grandpa
dude?
is the one with De Niro. Dirty Grandpa is definitely Johnny Knoxville.
Okay.
No, I think it's Bad Grandpa that's Johnny Knoxville.
I can't remember. All
I
know
can't
is
remember either. I just know he dresses up as a fucking grandpa, and yeah, there's a kid in it.
All I just know is that there's.
All I know from Bad Grandpa was actually the scene where they were at that beauty pageant and the kid just like
A story about that. So I was going to watch 12 Years a Slave when that movie came out, but the movie theater put in the wrong movie, and so they made us watch 15 minutes of the Johnny Knoxville grandpa one, and the entire audience was like, wrong fucking movie! We don't want to see horny white boy jokes.
Dude, they did something like that for us when we went, me and my ex-fiance went to go see the Sonic movie. But they fucking was playing Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh.
Everybody was getting up, going to the fucking front, saying, "Hey, playing the wrong movie."
Oh,
like
by
the
the
thing
way,
with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, and Thor, Chris Hemsworth. Oh, by the way, Snow White has officially been boycotted.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, and also the Captain America movie that's coming out in the summer is also getting boycotted. So don't go see either one of those.
I mean, I wasn't going to watch the Snow White one because that looked like shit to begin with. What did they do anyway?
Just because Gal Gadot is in it. That's why they're boycotting it.
Yeah, because of the whole Palestine thing.
Yeah, and then same reason for the Captain America one, because there's like pro-Israel commentary in it.
Dude, I can't fucking keep up with superhero movies anymore. I don't even
well,
know
I mean,
in the movie.
they're rebooting Superman. Superman's coming out in July, around my birthday, to be frank. So I'll probably go see it when I go to Texas.
Something simply evil.
Yeah, there's no other movies that. Oh wait, they're doing a remake of Karate Kid. Actually, not a remake. They're doing a sequel to Karate Kid.
Yeah, they're connecting the remake to the
to the original. Yeah, because they're gonna do a Cobra Kai thing as well with it. So it's like a Cobra Kai meets remake Karate Kid, but of course it doesn't have Will Smith's kid in it.
But they're bringing.
I saw the trailer for it when I went to go see Sonic 3, and I was like, "Oh, that actually looks good."
So it makes me want to go see the other the Jackie Chan one now because it's going to be connected.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. I saw it when it came out. It was horrible. Even Jackie Chan himself said he regretted making that.
Or at least
that's why he's doing. That's why he's doing this because he wants. That's why he's doing this because he wants to. He wants to revitalize Karate Kid after seeing Cobra Kai.
That's the thing. I need to fucking watch the other seasons. I think I got to the third or fourth season, and I had
there's 6 of them now.
If everybody's okay, so if everybody likes what they're seeing right now, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you can check out when we're next online, and then hit the comments.
Yes, please come back to see more still kicking Simpsons characters' asses.
Oh, I'm trying to look at the movies.
Look, it's Dr.
See
Nick.
if anything looks good.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Hi, Dr. Nick. We miss you.
Oh, but isn't my friend Mr. McGregor with a hand for an arm and an arm for a leg? Okay, nothing's coming
Fun
out in
fact of-
January that you really need to watch. Let's see.
The only
Trying to
thing
see
I
what's
want to
coming
see
out
is like the third Sonic movie, but that's about it.
No, you can wait till that comes out on Paramount Plus.
I don't have Paramount Plus. You know how I'm gonna have to get it.
I don't even have that either.
Oh no, that's not the Zootopia sequel.
I haven't even seen the first Zootopia. It's like on my.
Oh, Zootopia is now considered like my bestest friend's best movie ever. So when that comes out, I said, okay, we'll go see it because like they all got personas as the Zootopia characters.
Well, the only thing I know about Zootopia is that fucking comic that one fan drew about like the abortion with the fox and the rabbit.
Oh God. So in April, the Minecraft movie is out.
Oh,
I hope
God.
that fucking crashes.
Yeah.
It's like shit.
Well, it's in
We're hoping
April,
it crashes
so-
out too, man. It's gonna
It's in
crash
April,
out, so.
and it's in April, and it's not really competing with any other movie, so it'll probably be #1 that weekend.
God damn it.
Bringing back the Final Destination movie
Aw.
with the late Tony Todd. Mission Impossible, the final movie of that one's ending. Lilo and Stitch live action comes out, and
I don't know if I want to see
May.
that.
I don't know, man.
All right, we already mentioned Karate Kid.
Are we aren't we kind of cutting it close, Joey?
No,
No,
we still got 9 minutes because we went late.
Mm.
They're doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They're doing another 28 Years movie. It's called 28 Years Later. Jurassic World sequel. There's also the Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and Kendrick Lamar musical coming out. Yeah, the guys with South Park. The guys with South Park actually got together with Kendrick Lamar and made a musical. And I'm like, I don't know
the
how
only
to
television
feel
musical
about
those two
that.
made together I know about is Cannibal the musical, but
That's what's on
Well,
my
no,
list.
they did the Mormon musical that's on Broadway.
Yeah, I saw that little bootleg. That was good.
Oh, and they also did Team America World Police, but that wasn't a musical. That had a puppet sex scene in it.
What?
It does. Yeah, no, they actually took puppets and made a sex scene out of it. I'm not joking. I'm like, why? Why would they need to show this?
What about Basketball? That's one of the horror movies.
Oh yeah, I forgot they made that movie too. I don't know. They just made some shit over the years. Let's see. I Know What You Did Last Summer is getting remade. That's getting remade?
what?
But it's with the same cast. It's with the same cast. So I guess they're remaking it with the same cast.
Yeah, but didn't half the cast get killed off with the first film?
I think that's why they're remaking it. Alternate timeline. The Smurfs movie's coming out
No.
in July. The Fantastic Four is getting remade. They're remaking the Naked Gun movies.
I gotta watch those with the Leslie Nielsen one.
They made a sequel to Freaky Friday.
Why?
But Lindsay Lohan is making an appearance again.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen a picture of her and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, it's actually the same cast from the first one in 2003.
Yeah, but there's fucking 3 other fucking Freaky Fridays besides that.
Yeah, but they're gonna focus on the recent one.
Yeah, but the recent one was a fucking a Disney original movie.
Yeah, but they made the one with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan in 2003, and now they said, well, 22 years later, we'll do
crap.
that.
I just know there's too many fucking.
I have to stop now because my meter's almost full.
They're making a Michael Jackson biopic.
Oh god.
Yeah.
God save us all.
Yes.
How many fucking biopics do we need of Michael Jackson?
Well,
There's
this is
so
the
many.
first one. No, this is
I know
like the
there's,
first.
like, a
of
lot
it.
Is this going to be another
Hey.
Finding Lambs thing, or?
I don't know.
Fuck.
I haven't seen the trailer of it. Oh, they're making Tron 3. Let's see. The Last Airbender is getting made with Dave Bautista. He's not playing Aang though, but that would be funny if he did. Mortal Kombat 2. And
we
then
get
in
something
November,
original?
they're remaking the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man.
I thought they already did that.
No.
Oh, I can't destroy him?
Wicked 2 comes out in November. So if you haven't seen Wicked Part 1, Wicked Part 2 comes out in November. Oh,
I'll see
Zootopia
that.
2 comes out on Thanksgiving. Okay.
I'll see Wicked Part 2 because I watched them.
Okay, Lola, calm down.
Oh, she's just excited because her favorite human's home.
Aw.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes out in December.
What?
Oh, God. What?
It's already really. It feels like just yesterday that came out.
Yeah,
Dude, when the hell are they gonna make a Willy's Wonderland too? That's what I want.
No, it's not happening. SpongeBob the movie 4 comes out at Christmas.
No.
They're making another Avatar movie, but it's called Fire and Ash, but I don't think it has anything to do with The Last Airbender. I think they're just calling it Avatar. Oh, is this Avatar 3? It's Avatar
Like the
3.
James Cameron one?
Yeah, that's why it's so confusing, because they can't say Avatar The Last Airbender because of James Cameron. So they have to say The Last
Oh, fuck
Airbender.
him.
Yeah, the Fire Nation needs to be attacked right now.
They're remaking Anaconda, the J-Lo movie from like the 90s.
All right, come on, Lisa, get over here.
And yeah, that's it. That's all the movies coming out this year.
Cheese touch. Yes, I really just said that.
Yep, and here's where the Fire Nation, Sylph Nation has attacked.
Heck yeah, lava mermaids. I love how he's just silenced. Like, just.
The Sylph Nation is their Caterpie army.
I've been playing lots of
I am not
Pikmin
watching
recently.
that.
Now
That's
every
fucking
time
personal.
somebody says Caterpie army, I'm now just thinking Caterpies with blood red eyes threatening to take my territory down. Because in Pikmin, there are night missions, and all the monsters now have red eyes, and they're like, "We come to destroy your base."
You know what? There's a ROM hack thing where like you can randomize Pokemon to have different types, and I think it changes their palette if you have that set up. I'm
Nice.
curious how a fire type Caterpie would be.
Oh god, it is like Pikmin. Now you could change the Caterpies to make them red, so they're going to be fire Caterpies. Then you're going to have the yellow Caterpies that are electric. The blue Caterpies are going to be based on water. The purple Caterpies are going to have the strength of 10 Caterpies.
Sylph's going to be having a field day with that.
Hold on, I gotta run.
The
I'm
white
gonna hit
Caterpies are going to be poisonous, so if you try to attack them, they just poison you.
They just become Weedles, probably?
No puke green shinies allowed. The fairy type get to have little bows on their head.
Well, no, the pink ones, the pink Caterpies are flying Caterpies.
I know,
So
that's what I said. The
have,
fairy type get to have a little bow.
They have little
the color
wings. The gray Caterpies are rocks, so you could just throw rocks you could just throw them and they'll just like hit hard as a rock.
Whee!
The light blue ones are going to be ice Caterpies, so they could basically freeze any Pokemon that touches them.
Oh fuck!
That'd be so pretty though. Oh, congrats on the 1,000 mark! 1,001 nights of Sylph's Rampage.
Oh, Ivan, we gotta talk to Professor Flink. And then the light green Caterpies are basically the glow Caterpies. They only come out at night.
Was there someone in that?
Yes.
I guess it doesn't matter because he burned.
All right. Well, now's a good time to end the show because we're hitting that 2-hour mark. So, all right, everybody. Mooney already said all the algorithm stuff, so we don't need to worry too much about that. All right, everyone.
I guess in the comments, put your favorite Simpsons game, or if you like this one, your favorite car.
Simpsons wrestling. It's so
Or
bad.
your favorite level from this game if you want.
All right. We'll be back on Friday with Dog and Rampa. We're getting close to finding out who gets killed next. And then we'll be doing that. So, all right, everyone, we'll catch you then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you on Friday. Bye.
Goodbye.